Hi there, join me in this video when I'm back at Lunt Meadows. Well, I'm back at Lunt Meadows and I always have a great time when I'm here. Just at the moment there's a load of Canada geese flying over and there's been quite a few flocks come past as I've been standing here. It's a lovely morning, you can see behind me there's a sunrise about to happen, and I've just gone past 20,000 subscribers as well, so thank you very much to everybody that subscribed and got me to this great milestone. Now, as a result of that, what I've done is I've changed the ending to my video ever so slightly, and I'm going to pick out my favourite photograph from the morning and show you that at the end, so stay tuned for that. But whatever happens this morning, I know that I'm really going to enjoy my photography. The last time that I visited Lunt Meadows, I got some amazing photographs of barn owls in this meadow just over to my right. Now, I've not seen the barn owl so far this morning, so I might not be lucky again because lightning can't strike twice. But I got probably the best photograph that I've ever taken in my whole photographic career while I was here, and it was a photograph of a barn owl that flew past and looked straight into the camera. I'll show you that now anyway, in case I don't get any more this morning. But it was an amazing morning. Now, I've just heard a Chetty's warbler behind me in these grasses just here, but so far it's still a little bit too dark to really get any decent photographs, even if I saw something. So I'm just waiting for the sun to rise because it's probably about due to come up above the horizon any time now, but there's a few trees just over there, so that's going to prevent any sunlight just hitting this area of meadowland. I think because we're getting into autumn and it's the first week of September that I've missed the chance of seeing the barn owl early in the morning. I think they'll probably stick to hunting at night when it's dark. It tends to be more when they've got young to feed that they'll venture out in the light. So that's probably not going to happen today, but there is lots of birds about. I've seen big flocks of lapwing and crows flying about deeper into the reserve, and I've heard that Chetty's warbler, but I've not seen it, so there'll still be plenty of things to see. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the bag and the cameras and I'm going to have a walk around the reserve. With reed beds like the ones here behind me, you need lots of patience because you quite often hear the birds but you don't see them. My Merlin app has picked up reed bunting and wagtails in these reeds here behind me, but I've not seen them at all. But I do think I've just seen a Chetty's warbler as it was darting about amongst the reeds, and at one point it was clear enough to get quite a reasonable photograph. After doing a little bit of research, it turns out that what I thought was a Chetty's warbler is actually a reed warbler. But if I'm wrong, let me know down below in the comments. If you are new to the channel, then you can do me a really big favour and help me on my way to 30,000 subscribers by clicking the like, subscribe and the bell notifications, because it really does help me out, but it also makes sure that you don't miss out on any future content. And don't also forget, I've got a Teespring store, so there's lots of merchandise there if you want to go and check that out. Lunt Meadows acts as a flood storage reservoir, and it's designed to flood if the River Ult gets too high. So all of this area here behind me could be underwater at some points in the year, and the last time that I visited, this little puddle just here was quite a large lake, and so it just shows what a dry summer we've had because there's not a lot of water on the reserve at the moment. So far this morning I haven't seen a lot of birds, so it's about time that my luck changed, and from this screen here behind me I've just had a really good sighting of a grey heron. It was on the side of this little stretch of water behind me, and it stayed for quite a while, then swapped sides to the other side of the water, and I got lots of photographs and video, and so that was really worthwhile spending a little bit of time here at this screen. Does go to show just what a tricky time it is for bird watching. Not only do we still have all the leaves on the trees, but the breeding season has ended and the overwintering birds haven't really arrived yet either. And this field here behind me, when I last visited, was another pond, and at the moment there's even a sign out saying that it's grazing area. So it's very tricky at the moment because the birds that were here the last time I visited just aren't here in the same numbers. I've just been talking to a local who's given me some inside information on why the pools are so low, and it's not just because we've had a very dry summer. Apparently the inlet that floods the reserve to put the water onto all of the pools has been stuck shut. It's been silted up and they couldn't get it open, but finally they've managed to get it open slightly and the pools have started to fill up again, which is why there's a little bit of water in this pond, because a few weeks ago apparently this was completely dry. As a result of reaching 20,000 subscribers, I am going to do a Q&A live stream. So if you've got any questions you'd like to ask me, leave them down below in the comments. Mornings like this probably don't make for an exciting video, but it's real life, and I don't find it any less enjoyable being out in nature and still seeing some birds. I'm just not seeing quite as many, or certainly not photographing as many anyway, compared with the last time that I visited here, where I just had a wealth of sightings and got some amazing photographs. And you just have to accept that as part of bird photography. But what I am doing today is I'm getting more information about how this reserve performs at different times of the year, and so I know that in future this is possibly not the best time of year to come here to see lots of birds. Before I came in early spring, and that is probably a better time, and I can try again at a different time of year and see if I see anything then. But in this hide here there is a board with recent sightings, and this week alone there has been sightings of stoats, whitethroats and sandpipers as well from this hide. So there are birds about, it's just a matter of being patient and having a little bit of luck. Despite sitting in this hide for about 3/4 of an hour, the most I've seen is lots of pigeons. There was a fly past of a flock of lapwing, and a lone Canada goose did walk past on the dry riverbed, and other than that I've just got lots of video of grass waving in the wind. Whoa, they're all going. I've spent a little bit of time at this blind here, and behind me is some water that's got some large flocks of Canada geese, lapwing and starling on it, and I waited until they took to wing and flew up into the air and started taking some photographs of them in flight. So that's a great way to end the video. So what I'll do is I'll leave you with some of my favourite photographs now, and I'll show you my favourite photograph of the morning at the end of the video. So I've had a lovely morning here at Lunt Meadows, and despite the fact that I felt a little bit pessimistic earlier on, I've probably got quite a lot of photographs, more than I actually realise. When I think about it, I got that grey heron, I did see a buzzard, and I've got all of those lapwing in flight, which I'm sure will be fairly good. So I don't need to be quite as pessimistic as I thought, but it was worthwhile coming anyway because I've had that beautiful sunrise and I've spent the morning out in nature, which is always a bonus. Now what I'll do is I'll show you my favourite photograph of the morning. I don't know what it is yet because I'm going to wait to see which one stands out when I edit it, and if I need to, I'll talk you through why it's my favourite. This was my favourite shot of the morning, a Canada goose in flight, and I just really like the detail that I managed to get. It froze the action perfectly and there's a really clean background. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, you can check out this video just up here where I got an amazing photograph of an osprey. You can do me a really big favour by clicking the like, subscribe and the bell notifications to stay up to date with all of my future content. Down below there's links to my Vero, Instagram and my Teespring store, but all that's left now is to say stay safe and I'll see you soon.